Okay, public administration meeting and service. Good morning, Bios Cosmos Church. Welcome back. We're going to talk about the Bible Project Act and how to put it in place. I'll be right back. Right in this middle of the lobby. Okay, so let us talk about the Bible Project Act. But before we can do this, let us find out what the Bible Project is and then how we can add Bios Cosmos Church extensions to it. Media. Sinuses are worse in the morning. I have no more patience with my sinuses. Wish I could break them. Ugh. I always hate when it does that. Tell me to mute the site and then tell me unmute it even though it's not muted. It's annoying.
So the Bible is one of the most influential books of all time, but what is it exactly?
Yeah, some people treat the Bible like a divine behavior manual that dropped out of heaven. Others use it like a theology dictionary, written to answer all of our questions about God. And others still think of it like a grab bag of spiritual one-liners and inspiring stories.
But here's the thing. The Bible isn't written as a rule book or theology dictionary or even as a collection of inspirational writings.
Then what is the Bible?
Well, open up the Bible to page 1 and read the opening words.
In the beginning.
Now, turn to the last chapter of the Bible where you can read this.
And they reigned forever and ever. Okay, so the Bible's telling a story from beginning to end.
Yeah, it's one epic narrative about how God has appointed humanity as his partners to oversee this amazing world. It's about how we've ruined that partnership and how God is restoring us and our world through Jesus.
Okay, one story, but there's a lot going on. Many plots, many characters, all written in many different books.
But once you see how every book has a careful literary design, you won't get lost, and you can see how it fits into the overall storyline.
There are also important repeated themes that weave through the entire biblical story.
Yeah, like the covenants that God makes with people,
Or the hope for a human who will confront evil.
or how God's justice will one day make all things right. And every theme culminates in the story of Jesus.
There are also a lot of strange words in the Bible, words we don't use in normal language.
But when we take time to understand them, we discover profound ideas that contribute to the overall biblical story.
So it takes work to know how to read the different types of literature in the Bible.
But once you do learn how, you'll discover that the Bible is a work of literary genius that can transform how you live and how you think about everything.
So that's what the Bible Project is all about, to help people see the Bible as one unified story that leads to Jesus.
We're a nonprofit animation studio that makes videos and resources.
Okay. So I'm going to stop it right there because I don't need to hear the rest about them advertising their channel. So the Bible Project is the Bible Project is a unified story that leads to Jesus. So a lot of people don't see it that way. But here's what happens. What we are going to do at Kósmos Church, and what we already have been doing in our core classes, we have been trying to find the presence of Jesus in all of our classes by initiating the truth of Jesus. What truth does Jesus want us to have? So there is a certain criteria. So under this Bible Project Act, what we're going to do is we should probably start looking for Jesus everywhere in the Bible. But how should we add to this? Because when we do something, it got to be better than what all the other churches are doing. Because it is self-evident that Jesus was throughout the Bible with God. I still have and meet people that think that Jesus didn't come into this on the scene in the Bible until he was born, and that Jesus didn't return until Revelation after he died at the end of until he died at the end of the four gospels each. But guess what? They didn't even go over to Acts to see that he returned and said, "Peace be with you." He walked through locked rooms and said, "Peace be with you." He didn't even see that part. So we have to take a look at and analyze that there are a lot of people out there. So what I'm saying is this: what we could do is under the Bible Project policy is take classes that are similar and combine them. So there's going to be a lot of shuffling, just a whole lot of shuffling. We're still going to have our 16 classes because we don't want to change the OLC, but there's going to be a lot of shuffling. All right, Jesus Road Productions. Can be more advanced. Those can actually be our poster videos. So I like to experiment on Jesus Road Productions. God's Book of Life is the basic videos. Those are our devotional videos. So yeah, those are our devotional videos. Now, I would like to use multiple contractors for for God's Book of Life. Because right now we are using only Our Daily Bread and it's not working. So we are going to have multiple contractors, and because remember, on the Bible project, we want to see multiple things going down here. We want to see wider options. That's what this is all about. We want to see more options. We want to see more varieties. We want to see us choosing from from bigger brands. So here we go. If I can find it back, if I can find it back, I don't know if I can find it back, but we used to use some video for words of knowledge and wisdom videos. I'm gonna get those back, and we can use those for God's Book of Life. Music and all those things. We normally start doing music once February comes around, late February. That's when we start doing our music videos. Music videos now have to be slideshow. So when February comes around and the blossoms start getting put on the trees, that's when we'll start doing music again. Late February. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Uh-oh. This is not really going to get rid of any classes because we already boiled down. So this is just going to change the curriculum. Unless you want to get, because what this is going to do is just get rid of classroom. But then guess what? It's only going to make it harder for the people who are in regular classes who are not ready to be in honors classes yet. So you see, I have to think about this because I have to think. There's really not much for me to think about. I have to say, no, we can't do that because I could see if we had two similar and we cannot combine the beginners and the juniors. They're on two separate levels. Now, if there say happens to be an emergency and there is no class, it's better for them to go in there than to have no class at all. But you can't combine those two permanently. Because the beginners level is too low for the juniors and the juniors level is too high for the beginners. So I know it's the same elementary school level, but really we teach on first grade level in beginners and fifth grade level in juniors. We don't teach on different grade level. We teach on the highest. So we don't stay in the middle. So if what we could do in order to combine it in the middle, where it's easy for a little while, and then combine, but then that's two different grade levels in one class, and that's a lot. Because there was a time where they were combined, even with the youth, and it used to work. Elementary, middle, and high. So we used to have three classes. So unless you want to go back to elementary, just elementary and high, if you want to do that, only have two youth classes a week. I don't think we're gonna do that though. Tuesday we have Jesus Road Productions, and like I said, your options for Jesus Road Productions are podcasts, slideshows. Let me see, podcasts, slideshows, and I think that's about it. Young adults, they're on regular curriculum. Now we want to start with a transitional unit between youth and adults. So sometimes the young adults will get youth lessons. Sometimes the young adults will get adult lessons. It's a transitional unit. So it's kind of not easy for us to wipe this out now because it's a transitional unit. So we have half kids in there, half adults in there. They can leave anytime they want to. It's a transitional unit. You have kids in there that think they're grown. We're not going to put them in the adult side. We're going to put them in the young adult side instead of running them out of the church because they don't want to because yeah, kids in there that don't want to because the youth might not be on their level. I went through that in a lot of churches. The youth wasn't on my level. They would put me in the adults class. So I just left. We have kids like that here. The youth is not on their level. We're not going to put them in the adults class because it's not going to be on their level either. So we create middle ground. So transitional unit. So if it's the adults curriculum is going to be too hard that Sunday because they're in beginning theology. Reason why we put adults in they have medium theology. They study harder curriculum now, while youth is studying beginning theology. So once you're above the age of 13, you're now studying theology. Elementary school is gonna study easier books. And I'll show you the books that we use here just a minute. So we have them on easier stuff. But and then in classroom, we have you studying Revelation. That's one of the hardest books. Revelation, Zechariah, and those theological books. So we have you studying complete theology, advanced theology. So you're just studying theology in the classroom. And Tuesday and Thursday, when we have the lock, those are optional classrooms. So you're not studying anything. That's if somebody needs help with something, that's where we'll do it there. That's specialty. But the reason why I put the lock there so that people don't keep on abusing the system and it ends up turning into an everyday thing. So they know that there is no classes there, but they're there if they need them. So, how can the Bible Project law be applied? Mhm. Well, the Bible Project law can be applied by simply putting to use what we have here now. We have lesson plan forms, and I suggest that we use them. So we're kind of on it already. We want to see where Jesus is in the Bible. So yeah, and if you take a look at our lesson plan, it'll ask you for the location, for the place, and all of that. And what we're going to do is make an electronic form of the lesson plan that you could fill out. We might turn it into a PDF, we might not, I don't know. If we do turn it into a PDF, then you'll be able to fill it out a lot quicker. I hope so. I'm going to try to do that today. I'm going to get one and see. Because we need, because the lesson plan form really helps. That's what's going to push this thing through. So if we come in there with truths and details, you're not only going to learn the whole lesson of the Bible and how it applies to your life, you're really going to learn how Jesus was operating in that part of the Bible. Okay, can't find. No. Here we go. One thing on God.
Lesson plan, lesson number, date, lesson title or topic, Bible reference, facts, who, what, when, where, why, who are the main characters, where does the event take place, what events have led to this point, truth, focus on one truth per lesson, about God / Jesus / the Holy Spirit, about man / sin / salvation / spiritual growth, about relationships / with others / with God, any other truth application, how can the truth above be applied to our lives? Scenario summary, questions to ask. 1, 2, 3 memory verse, Bible ref. Prayer thoughts, keywords, praise.
Nope, it will not allow you to fill it out online. I hate Word. Well, you can't do it electronically, so let's focus a little more on the area of our youth department. To go get up. I hate getting up. Oh, this is taking too long. to the mountains. So you know what happened? When it came time, carried her out to the mountains, but then snuck her back into the city and hid her into the basement at night. Every time something in the city broke, I don't have all day, you know.
A frail old man went to live with his son, daughter-in-law, and 4-year-old grandson. The old man's hands trembled, his eyesight was blurred, and his step faltered. The family ate together at the table, but the elderly grandfather's shaky hands and failing sight made eating difficult. Peas rolled off his spoon onto the floor. When he grasped the glass, milk spilled on the tablecloth. The son and daughter-in-law became irritated with the mess. "We must do something about father," said the son. "I've had enough of his spilled milk, noisy eating, and food on the floor." So the husband and wife set a small table in the corner. There, grandfather ate alone while the rest of the family enjoyed dinner. Since grandfather had broken a dish or two, his food was served in a wooden bowl. When the family glanced in grandfather's direction, sometimes he had a tear in his eye as he sat alone. Still, the only words the couple had for him were sharp admonitions when he dropped a fork or spilled food. The 4-year-old watched it all in silence. One evening before supper, the father noticed his son playing with wood scraps on the floor. He asked the child sweetly, "What are you making?" Just as sweetly, the boy replied, "Oh, I'm making a little bowl for you and Mama to eat your food in when I grow up." The 4-year-old smiled and went back to work. The words so struck the parents that they were speechless. Then tears started to stream down their cheeks. Though no word was spoken, both knew what must be done. That evening, the husband took grandfather's hand and gently led him back to the family table. For the remainder of his days, he ate every meal with the family. And for some reason, neither his son nor the daughter-in-law seemed to care any longer. When a fork was dropped, milk spilled, or the tablecloth soiled. Moral of the story? You reap what you sow, and regardless of your relationship with your parents, you'll miss them when they're gone from your life. Always respect, care for, and love them. Have you told your parents how much you love them lately? Share this story with your friends on Facebook and spread it.
Number 6. I am very tired. Throw the wrong B word out the window. Post. But this is very funny though. Throw the time to have a conversation. If you want a conversation, you can contact me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please subscribe to this channel and then comment down in the post. But this is very funny though. Throw the wrong. Man, this is so funny. You took the little dog and tossed it out the window of the train and sat down in the empty seat. The woman shrieked, railed, and demanded that someone defend her and chastise the soldier. You see how earthly people these days, right? An English gentleman sitting across the aisle spoke up. You know, sir, you Americans do seem to have a penchant for doing the wrong thing. You eat holding the fork in the wrong hand. You drive your autos on the wrong side of the road. And now, sir, you've thrown the wrong B word out the window. Man, this is so funny. You threw the wrong out the window. You should have thrown the lady and not the dog. See? Well, we have time to have a conversation. If you want a conversation, you can contact me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please subscribe. I've got to find. This is our second post to just returned from several weeks of action in it. Why isn't it letting me do what I want to do? It's making me do what it wants to do.
Hey guys, it's Chris.
So you know what? We're just gonna just do this Bible project next week because it's coming out to be too much. We didn't have any prepping time, and plus the act isn't even signed yet. But it was a good start though. Very, very good start. So we're gonna give it a week, and then we're gonna, cause we have the NCWO act going through right now. We have the websites that need to be updated. So let's at least finish the website. We did the animal department. We updated the animal department, and we still need to finish taking down the Christmas trees off of the website. Don't know where those are lurking. So Christmas trees have got to come down. The website needs to be modernized in certain areas. So we're just going to proceed as normal. This week, you know what? We're not going to do any classroom. We're only going to do we're only going to do 2 classrooms this week. Yes. So how we're going to do it is on the last week of the month, we're just going to do 2 classrooms. Yeah, on the last week. So last week of the month, 2 classrooms. That's it. Remember, the first week of the month, there is no classroom. There is no classroom the first week of the month. So there's only going to be 2 this week. And those are going to be scheduled for Monday and Wednesday. And then those 2 days, we are going to teach. Let's go back out. Taking too long. We got into prosthetic parallels. We got into apologetics, church history. Let's talk about the 2 witnesses. So yes. So the two witnesses. Yeah, I'm putting it in place. I don't have time for mistakes right now. FFCF. I don't have time for mistakes right now. I'm in a rush. Got 20 minutes to do for 16 classes. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the two witnesses. Wednesday we might just play a movie where I take the screen in there, show them the two witnesses movie if I get permission. Okay, so let's talk God's Book of Life. Oh, any holidays in February? Everything I have to get up. Everything I have to get up. I don't like getting up. I'm too old for it. Breakfast station. Two Saturday. doing was thing I forget. Me goggling body. Enough time for you. The Two Witnesses movie. For God's life. Handle the adult first. Christ's new teachings. Come on. Two, 1, 0. Upload. View. Add everything. Done. Just go. Keep going. We'll fix it when it's time to book rooms. I have to add caption certificates. Those will see through everything then. Now it's not the time. Let's just get it in. 31. Three. A. Then we're gonna go check on that. 3. Okay. Complain for yeah, he gave me this and that and that. As soon as I say he in that tone of voice, I say, yep, that's a complaint. Okay, who's it for? Didn't get no complaints last few days though. I just talk to the customers, ask them to repeat stuff. I just feel like talking to the customers help me do better instead of trying to remember everything. If I get confused, I ask them until eventually I can remember everything. 5 1. Kick me out first thing. Then I won't be able to work on Sunday because that's people are not responding to the early morning church, and I don't want to lose congregation members. I don't know. So this is our website. Oh, or key. Instead of just sitting around doing nothing. If one get there by 2. 10,000. So I'm gonna do 4. Forgot I still have this something on, you know. I'm just gonna have youth. and put department in there because sometimes there's gonna be a time where the whole department gonna have to come together. And if you split the adult department, then they all gonna come together. So, mhm. 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 Learn where all the buttons are. Time is my enemy. It's, look like they're vacuuming the sanctuary. Dun dun. Classroom pre-youth, yes. Jesus World Productions youth, yes. Classroom young adults, yes. Jesus World Production adult, yes. Classroom pre-youth, yes. Jesus World Production, yes. Okay, just gotta do Bible study, then I can be out of here. Oh yeah. Nicole. Oh crap. Doesn't get one because it's let me out with no problem, so they should all be there. 14, okay. Jesus Road. That's today. Classroom pre-youth. Jesus Road youth. Classroom young adults. Jesus Road adults. Pre-youth. Pre-youth administration. Bible study. Don't forget Bible study. Set that up. Six B. Oh yes. For withered Christians. Forgot what for withered Christians. They were stupid not to put it there. I got time to look through the book. I don't have time to look through the book. That was a dumb decision. Not to put it on the first page. Should write them a letter. Help for withered Christians. I'm still stuck there. When I come back, it better say 15. 15. All right. So all of next week rooms have been booked in. What's going to be this week's sermon? There's no holidays this week. Candlemas. But then that's going to be for next Sunday. Next Sunday is Candlemas. It's just a regular Sunday. We'll probably preach about the conversion of St. Paul. We never did that one. Last week we talked about love. I'm going to close you out, okay?